Whew, hey boss, hey, I was got work and things are crazy this morning. I know I'm 30 minutes late, and man, I tell you what, the dog threw up on the carpet this morning, and then my kid was trying to eat it, and I said, just stop. I'm telling you, as a boss, I have heard every single one of them. And that excuse doesn't make any difference. The only thing that ever made a difference was the fact that you were late and I couldn't count on you. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. Stay tuned on Working Success. There's an old saying in life that if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late. And that's pretty true. We're going to talk about that more here in a second. But first, if you guys could subscribe to this channel, like the video, and hit the notification icon at the top so you get notified every time we post new content. What happens when you're habitually late? So, the intro today was a tad bit exaggerated, but it's kind of not, because it's not so far-fetched from a lot of the excuses I've gotten in the past 10 years as a supervisor. I've heard them all. Flat tires, car wrecks, pets, kids. The only thing that matters to me as a manager is that you were late and you weren't reliable when I needed you to be. It's as simple as that. That's how you have to recognize things when you're late. And it might be that nobody's ever told you the consequences of how a boss looks at you when you're late, but the bottom line is that you're unreliable. And it's an easy fix. This doesn't have to be a long video, because here's what you have to do. Be 10 minutes early. Be 15 minutes early. Go to bed a half hour early at night. Wake up a half hour sooner the next morning. It requires discipline. It might require you going out to dinner with your friends but leaving early. Nobody wants to do that, but we're adults. We have to earn a living. We have to do these things so that we're excellent at what we do. And if you're not building that time in during the day to travel to work, whether you drive, ride a bike, use the bus, the subway, whatever it is, something is always going to happen. Some of the best employees I've ever had were always in really hot water with attendance. And it's sad. And what's even sadder is when I have to sit across the table from somebody who's like that, and a grown person has tears streaming down their cheeks because they have to go home and tell their spouse or their partner that they got fired for their job because they were late one too many times. A lot of times in this day and age, a lot of corporate companies will have what's called an attendance system or an attendance policy. And that's where you have a certain amount of points that are issued, let's say 8 points total, that you can freely use up until the point where you hit your 8th point and then you are fired. It's a no tolerance, zero tolerance policy, and it's cost a lot of good people their jobs. And there's nothing sadder. It's not a good feeling as a boss. I will say that, has there been a couple times where that policy has worked out in my favor because somebody was just super lazy and needed to go anyway? It's happened a couple times. But there's never been any time where I took joy in the fact that anybody got fired from their job. That person has to go home and explain to the people that they care about most why they're not going to be bringing in any money for the next couple of weeks until they find another job. It's the worst. So do yourselves a favor. This one thing, one simple thing, go to bed early. Get up early. Leave the house on time. Give yourself plenty of time for things to go wrong. The flat tires, the dog puking on the carpet, the kids biting each other, so on and so forth. Something is always going to be coming up in life to delay you. And you know what? It's not the people that are late once a year that I ever think twice about, because my view on that is simple. Hey, appreciate you letting me know you're here, but go get to work. That's where I need you. I don't need to hear your excuses. I just need you to get to work. I'm understanding, I'm empathetic over the fact that stuff happens, but it's the people that it always happens to, and they always have a new excuse, that don't seem to understand that I don't care as a boss. You weren't there when you were supposed to be. You weren't there on time, and now I think you're unreliable. The way to fix that is to let me see you in the break room 15 minutes early or sitting at your desk 20 minutes early, getting stuff ready for the day. And it only takes a couple weeks of me saying that to be able to say, hey man, I've noticed that you've been to work early every day, and that's a nice improvement. Keep it up. Makes me feel good, it makes you feel good, and it really improves your reputation. So that's it. That's today's topic. Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Has there been a time where your attendance has bit you in the ass and you might have had to pay the consequences of it? There should be some good discussion. Hey guys, I appreciate you as always. Let's build the best group of people on YouTube and stick together through the grind, and I'll see you all next time.